I'm Alan Davis, grain and poultry farmer in Kent County, Maryland. I farm here with my brother. We've been in business here for about 33 or 4 years. We evolved from Dad had a dairy. Now we went into fire to finish hog operation, and that transitioned into a poultry farm / grain farm. And so that's what we're doing here today. We have 6 houses we grow for Allen's, and have for about 16 years. Started with 4 houses, and 5 years ago we added 2 more, and so we get about 6 to 7 flocks a year. That has done well for us. It helps our cash flow through the year and helps diversify our operation. In addition to the chickens, we're tilling about 2,800 acres, so it's enough to keep us busy. We're corn, wheat, and soybeans. 3-year rotation with corn, soybeans, and then wheat and double crop beans. Seems to really work well with our conservation efforts. We're trying to stick more to a no-till operation, and agriculture certainly plays a large part in it. We control so much of the acreage, and so we definitely have a part to play, but we've made huge strides in the last 30 years towards no-till, conservation tillage, minimum tillage. If you name it, we've probably tried it here on the Delmarva, and in Maryland, it's really been one of the early stages for experimenting and finding out what's worked in no-till farming. Today we have so many more tools to use to help make that a success, because with reduced tillage you're going to have more pressure from weeds and from insects and pests in general. So now we have probably the safest chemicals we've ever used in agriculture that we can pull into use to help deal with those challenges for the insects, which are a result of the increased residue that we leave on the fields to try to help reduce erosion and sedimentation from going into the creeks and rivers. In addition to that, we've had a nutrient management plan. We've had a comprehensive nutrient management plan, all those in effect for a number of years. Now all of our fertilization, our nutrient plans are based on the nutrient management plan that we work up with our consultant. Our manure is managed through that as well, so that we are feeding the crop more toward what it needs, rather than now there's a pretty concerted effort to manage that to the point where we can appreciate the nutrient values that it possesses and spread it perhaps over more acres and make better, more efficient use of that resource, which we regard, when we first started into the poultry operation, one of our pluses was to be able to produce manure and have that to use on the fields. We feel it's a real benefit, and if it's managed well, I feel like it's the best way to go. We kind of wear 2 hats here. We're heavily involved with the poultry industry as well as the grain industry, and there is a strong relationship between them. The grain producers are producing feed for this huge poultry industry that we have here. Fortunately, we do have them here, and hope they stay for quite some time, because without the demand the poultry industry creates for our soybeans and corn for feed, we would probably lose 50 to 75 cents a bushel in our markets. We're close allies in this situation here in the state with these environmental challenges, because the grain producers are hoping the poultry industry can remain viable here on the shore, so that they can support our grain markets. And in the end, when we all get together and we're trying to clean up the bay, and agriculture is the best friend that the bay has. It's a viable alternative to development, which, as long as grain producers can remain viable here on the shore, as long as we have strong markets, we're the cheapest way that the state is going to be able to maintain open spaces, and maybe stem the tide of development that gets so wound up on the Delmarva and can make farmland disappear. We've got to maintain open space if we're going to maintain a healthy bay or get back to a healthy. And with open spaces, you're limiting the septic systems. You're limiting the need for water treatment plants. It's with the practices that grain farmers are doing today, agriculture has met the demands to reduce the nitrogen and phosphorus pollution in the bay by 45 to 55%. The writing is on the wall there that we need to be mindful of contributions that agriculture is giving toward the health of the bay, and agriculture has really stepped up to the plate and done its lion's share of turning things around with the bay and the rivers.